I'm Martin Brackenbury. I'm a board director of ICRT Global, and I was reflecting on my various leadership roles over 40 years or so in the travel industry, in the UN and at university. And I've been involved in the responsibility for and sustainability of travel and tourism. And I've watched, listened, and learned from extraordinary practitioners, large and small, from all around the world, making choices to nurture rather than deplete the resources for which they are directly and indirectly responsible. So it is my great pleasure to formally open the proceedings for the 2025 Global Responsibility Tourism Awards, sponsored by Sabre, the technology company that powers the global travel industry. Now, the Responsible Tourism Awards are 21 years old this year. In itself, a cause, I think, for celebration. They are free to enter, but hard to win, and have been a forceful catalyst for change, catapulting innovative small and large organizations into the limelight and sharing ideas that others can learn from. But most important of all, the entries for the awards represent the evolution of thinking and practice taking place fruitfully, actively, thoughtfully, everywhere. It is a kind of research and development for responsible tourism around the world. As I hope you'll have found in the breaks, we've got some incredible organizations in the room with us today and watching us online. Our 30 finalists will be recognized in one of 6 categories: all-inclusive hotels. You've heard that right, all-inclusive hotels, managing waste, local sourcing and creating shared value, peace and understanding, climate adaptation, and nature positive. And I can tell you that everyone in our finalist list is already a winner. They have already won a gold accolade in regional awards held with the Latin America Travel Association in Latin America, in Africa with WTM Africa, and with our regional ICRT networks in the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and in Europe. And huge thanks to EasyJet Holidays for their support in sponsoring our Europe Awards as well. So without more ado, may I introduce the presenter of the first award, our partner Megan Parkinson, Head of Sustainability and Impact for the Latin America Travel Association. Please come forward. Yeah.
So, the Nature Positive Award. So in this category, the judges were looking for nature positive businesses that act as guardians of biodiversity and take a regenerative approach to their operations. So, this is certainly one of our hardest fought categories, and there are 7 strong winners in this category. First of all, Cardamom Tented Camp, which operates within the Botaman Sekor National Park in Cambodia. I believe they are here today, so if you are, please stand up. They help fund 18 forest rangers from camp profits. The rangers combat illegal logging, wildlife trafficking, sandbank dredging, and land grabbing. As a result, As a result, there are raised sightings of elephants, clouded leopards, sun bears, and hornbills. Moving on. So also the Embu Safari Camp offers electric safari vehicles and walking safaris, which not only reduce emissions, but also enhance the wildlife experience. The camp prioritizes the hiring from local Maasai communities. Judges appreciated its integration of conservation, community, innovation in a single compelling guest experience. Next up, Jetwin Ville Uyana. It's a resort located in this is hard to pronounce, Sigiriya in Sri Lanka, on a 28-acre site. Degraded land was transformed and restored into a thriving, diverse wetland containing more than 300 species. The judges said that this was a leading model for combining regeneration, education, and community engagement. Our next winner. Six Senses Lamu, which is located in the Maldives and implements conservation initiatives such as the coral spawning research, megafauna tracking, not trafficking, sorry, excuse me, that wouldn't be very sustainable or responsible, and turtle ranger programs. The results Protect the Seagrass campaign notably influenced national policy, reversing harmful industry practices, which the judges said set precedent for environmental leadership driven by a single property. Our next winner, Nature Trek, who are also in the room, I believe. Yes. Yes. And you also, I'm sorry. Nature Trek is a specialist wildlife holiday tour operator which has used its own profits to buy land reserves to protect wildlife in Ecuador, Scotland and Italy, where it tracks species, rewilds, protects and restores natural habitats. The judges felt that Nature Trek stood out on a global basis because of its long-term investment to support conservation and biodiversity. Our next winner, Rainforest Expeditions. Their Wired Amazon program encourages visitors and volunteers to engage in a data collection and learning. It has used AI to produce drone footage, camera trap images, and bioacoustic data. More than 15,000 people worldwide have contributed to the research via Zooniverse, and other lodges in the region are taking part. And finally, our gold winner and hotly contested is the Ashtunkara Way in Indonesia. Based in Bali, it weaves through rice paddies and forests, linking 14 local partner families who host visitors. Travellers stay, cook, farm and walk with the families, immersing themselves into local regenerative agricultural practices. It has hosted 880 pilgrims and employs 21 local youth full-time, many of whom have become leaders in sustainable food systems and ecotourism advocacy.
The two main drivers of this island's economy are tourism and agriculture, both of which are doing quite a lot of damage and ultimately undermining people of this island, their ability to continue to thrive. So Ashtunkara Way is providing regenerative models for both, looking at ways to bring the life back, bring the biodiversity back, bring hope back. That's why we call it Ashtunkara Way.
Pertanian padi regeneratif memulihkan keanekaragaman hayati di sawah. Sawah menjadi seperti ladang padi, dan ketika itu terjadi, hasil panen padi pun meningkat. Itu benar-benar merupakan sinergis dengan alam.
Interestingly, our journey really begins with rice, but we really feel like this is just the beginning of this island's journey in a transition to regenerative farming. We have this unique asset, which is the Ashtunkara Trail. It's a 10-day walking trail that crosses the island from south to north and which connects communities that are all engaged in regenerative practices. If we can work together to regenerate this island, perhaps we can make our biggest contribution, which is to create a beacon of hope for the world. Hope that it's still possible for humans and ecosystems and food systems to thrive into the future.
Congratulations, everyone. I believe we've also got a short video from Tim as well.
Hi, my name is Tim Fidjel with Ashtunkara Way in Bali, Indonesia. Ashtunkara is a Balinese prayer that expresses hope, and that's what we do. We cultivate hope by reconnecting humans with nature and getting them closer to the source of their food. We're so grateful for ICRT Global for recognizing the work that we do, and we thank you for joining us on this regenerative movement.
Good afternoon. I'm Vicky Smith, representing ICRT Balkans, and I'm also the founder of Earth Changers. For the Peace, Understanding and Inclusivity Award, the judges were looking for entries which encourage cultural dialogue and understanding, breaking down barriers through responsible tourism, supporting communities in post-conflict or marginalised areas, and championing accessibility and inclusion for all. We have 5 inspiring winners to celebrate today, many in the room. So our first winner is Valencia Travel Cusco. Valencia Travel Cusco has fully funded a project to support a marginalised community, working with them to build community tourism, funding infrastructure improvements and providing training, particularly for women and the elderly. An impressive example of preserving local heritage and reducing economic dependency. Also in the room, Anthro on Foot. Anthropologist Raisel Albano has released affordable self-guided audio tours across all 17 Philippine regions, including underrepresented or conflict-affected sites. Tours include in-depth narratives that span pre-colonial, colonial and modern histories. And since 2018, she has published 61 tours and amassed 12,000 downloads. Also in the room, Township and Village. Township and Village creates immersive guided tours around Stellenbosch that encourage guests to explore local culture and history. Since its launch in 2023, it welcomed 2,500 visitors and supported more than 40 local tourism providers. Judges applauded its work promoting dignity and inclusivity while creating economic opportunities for historically marginalised communities. The Better Life Foundation India. When the founder of the Better Life Foundation grew up in Nagaland in northeast India, he saw farmers move away rather than pay protection money to local insurgents. Now, Better Life Foundation first builds trust through regenerative farming and then introduces tourism with ex-insurgents trained as guides, turning fear into shared prides and livelihoods. 4,500 marginalised families report gains in income. Our gold winner in the Peace, Understanding and Inclusivity Responsible Tourism Award is Majdi Tours. This socially conscious travel company, as we've heard, designs immersive, multi-narrative experiences led by local voices, often from opposing perspectives. Majdi now operate in more than 40 countries. In one longitudinal study, 83% of Majdi travellers reported a shift in attitudes, perceptions or behaviours after their trip, including increased involvement in intercultural dialogue, community organising and advocacy work. So please enjoy this short video.
What if your next trip was not just a vacation, but a chance to change the world? My hope for a more peaceful world, harnessing the power of travel to transform lives. Imagine being exposed to multiple points of view in the Holy Land, Colombia, Cambodia, Northern Ireland, and many other places. Can we as a people learn from our past? Can we help change the future through travel? Can this be true? By listening, engaging, and learning. The answer is yes. It's not where you travel, but how. That makes all the difference.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jane Ashton. I've worked in responsible tourism and sustainability for many years with TUI and then with EasyJet. So it's fantastic to see so many old friends and colleagues here today. I'm now Vice Chair of the Travel Foundation charity and a supporter of ICRT. And in fact, I'm taking part in ICRT's current professional certificate in responsible tourism. And it's been wonderful to meet some of our students here today. Now to the important subject of waste. We have, in this category, the judges were looking for proven practical examples of how our sector can reduce waste, and particularly where it can be used to create value in the community, for instance, being sequestered for practical use or for commercial value. We have 4 very different winners. The first is EcoCamp Patagonia. EcoCamp, located in Torres del Paine National Park, Chile, demonstrates a comprehensive approach to waste management. It weighs and separates all its waste streams. It reuses, recycles and composts, and wastewater from conventional toilets pass through a biofiltration system using natural material and worms. An impressive and replicable approach. Our second winner is HBD Principe, which is a sustainable ecotourism and agroforestry company based on Principe Island of Sao Tome and Principe. It has a 10-person waste management team and has developed innovative programs, including cans for school books and plastic for cardboard cakes, which is actually eco-friendly charcoal. Recycled glass is used in construction, replacing mined sands and reducing extraction. Our third winner is TAD Permaculture, and TAD is an environmental conservation organisation in Darjeeling, which proudly proclaims it's waging a war on waste. Through permaculture-based zero-waste homestays, forest gardens and eco-architecture, it's diverted more than 650 tonnes of waste from landfill since 2016, a really inspiring example of taking responsibility. And our gold goes to Warming Up, a youth-led social enterprise in Sarawak, Malaysia. It transforms hospitality organic food waste using black soldier fly larvae, creating natural fertilizer and insect protein, and diverting waste from landfills. Women's cooperatives upcycle plastics into crafts such as keychains and earrings and convert textile waste into bags and apparel. Warming Up are with us here today virtually, so let's enjoy a video of their work.
Every day, tons of food waste end up in landfills. They release harmful gases and pollute our environment. At Warming Up, we believe every waste deserves a second chance. Our mission is simple, yet powerful: to give food waste a new purpose and to prove that sustainability can start with something small. We collect food waste from restaurants, hotels, and events. All the waste is brought to our factory, where it's shredded and prepared as food for the black soldier fly larvae. Through this simple process, we reduce landfill waste, lower carbon emissions, and support local farmers. Our goal is to create a circular system where waste becomes a resource, not a problem.
The most fascinating thing is how efficient these larvae are. As you can see here, this larva can eat up to 90% of the waste. So it will increase from this size to this size. And also the interesting part is that you can see how different the size if you feed them with different type of waste.
Kami pernah terfikir pun pasal tu. Sebelum tu kami hanya melihat sampah sisa makanan tu sebagai sampah yang berguna, dan kini tu baru kami tahu yang sisa makanan tu berguna juga untuk makanan haiwan dan juga sebagai baja untuk tumbuhan.
Come join us to make Malaysia free from food waste.
For the Local Sourcing and Creating Shared Value Global Responsible Tourism Award, the judges were looking for businesses that have local purchasing powers in place and are actively working to create and promote local businesses and sole traders through their own supply chain, and encouraging visitors to buy locally produced crafts and souvenirs. We have, for this category, 5 inspiring winners. Cuyana Amazon Lodge, Ecuador. Cuyana Amazon Lodge sources more than 80% of its food from nearby farms, as well as working with 20 Quechua artisans and small businesses providing tours, transport, and food services. It employs indigenous guides, support local craft people, and hosts cultural exchange, cooking classes, family visit, and storytelling sessions, generating shared value and building resilience. The next winner is Dela Nyi. Dela Nyis. Dela Nyi stores in Johannesburg challenge stigma and local guides who help visitors understand the complex realities of urban life by sharing personal stories in an historical context. Dela Nyi also operates a Youth Champions membership program, which has supported more than 500 local children. Community Homestay Nepal. Community Homestay Nepal is a social enterprise that partners with local communities across Nepal to offer culturally immersive homestay experiences. It operates through a network of family-run accommodations, primarily managed by women, and promotes sustainable tourism by directing income towards local development. Delfina Hotels and Resort. Delfina Hotels and Resorts is passionate about promoting health, sustainable and local cuisine by using ingredients sourced directly from Sardinians producers, promoting opportunities to buy from local producers. The owners share the detail of the people behind their suppliers, their stories, the choices they have made, and the desire to be guardians of a tradition without sacrificing innovation. ICRT San Culture Education Center. ICRT is cultural and educational center that honors the San people's heritage while supporting economic empowerment and sustainability. The center revives San culinary practices through the use of forage ingredients and partners with local and ethical producers to supply its kitchen. In 2024, it supported 44 local producers and generated 4,500 employment days. The center's model ensures the revenue and recognition flow directly to the communities it represents. Please enjoy the short video.
I think heritage is the DNA of each society. Here at Kwatu, it's the first of its kind where the San have got the Heritage Center, where the San people are telling their own stories in their own way.
This is the only opportunity that we have here to share what has happened to the San people in the past and the present.
The San people feel they are part of the project, owners of this project.
In Botswana, you can see young people are still involved in dancing, sun dancing, and so on. And Botswana, they have got culture festivals every year.
Veldskool moet wees wat elke dag aan die gang is, sodat die kinders kan die kultuur eers leer. Dan het sy klaar die kennis van sy grootjies.
Guys, you see it? No, yes. It's spring air. Spring air. Yeah, spring air.
San culture is a major attraction for tourists who are also drawn to the abundant wildlife.
Congratulations, and can Dr. Chris Lowe come forward? Chris is founding museum director of ICRT and affiliate researcher at the Pitts Rivers Museum, University of Oxford.
Greetings from Sri Lanka, Aibowan, meaning may all of you have a long life. Our next Global Responsible Tourism Award is for climate adaptation and resilience. The judges in this category were looking for businesses and destinations actively contributing to the decarbonization of tourism operations and exploring innovative ways to protect against threats to ensure business continuity. In this category, we've got 1 finalist and 3 silver winners. Amazonas Explorer. Amazonas Explorer reduces carbon emissions by offering low-impact adventure travel, such as trekking and rafting in Peru's Sacred Valley. Since 2007, it has supported the planting of native trees in high-altitude ecosystems. Last year, working with local communities, they have worked to restore 4.5 acres with 20,000 saplings. This model builds climate resilience, safeguards water sources, and involves communities. Next one is Green Safaris Conservation Foundation. Green Safaris commitment to low emissions tourism is matched by community-facing climate resilience work. The company distributes fuel-efficient stoves, each saving over 2 tons of carbon dioxide per year, and promotes the use of bamboo as a long-term carbon sink. Its blend of renewable energy, education, and community ownership ensures that climate adaptation strategies are meaningful and sustainable beyond the guest experience. Next one is Six Senses Niwa Bay Beach. I hope I said it correctly. Six Senses Niwa Bay tracks electricity, water waste, guest engagement, and food sourcing. It currently meets around 1/3 of its energy needs, saving $80,000 annually and avoiding approximately 530 tons of carbon a year. Judges highlighted its holistic sustainable strategy, visible metrics, and quantifiable environmental impacts. Next is Heritage Hotel Sri Lanka, Heritage Kandalama. Heritage Kandalama is addressing and adapting to climate change by offering a long-term, well-integrated regenerative tourism model that is measurable, credible, and deeply embedded in both ecology and community. Its reforestation work has supported biodiversity recovery backed by solid data. Well, that's about it. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. We've heard amazing stories. Can I please invite Olivia Gradich of WTM Africa and ITLM Africa to do the next awards. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to be here today. The WTM Africa Responsible Tourism Award and Conference, led by Harold, are the highlight of our show. And please, we invite all of you to join us in April. The last 2025 Global Responsible Tourism Award category this afternoon, can all-inclusive hotels be responsible? The judges were looking for evidence of all-inclusive hotels and resorts that were rooted in their communities, minimizing negative impacts and enhancing positive impacts such as sourcing locally, employing locally, and showcasing local products. And our 5 winners are, please forgive me if I say any of these names wrong, they're all beautifully foreign. Heel Oya CBT Village. Heel Oya is a community-based tourism village in Sri Lanka. Heel Oya's approach preserves traditional knowledge, strengthens community unity, supports sustainable livelihoods, and ensures respect and an authentic connection. Ne Palat Hideaway. Ne Palat Hideaway redefines barefoot luxury by emphasizing nature, culture, and community. After Typhoon Odette hit in 2021, it created more than 100 local construction, farming, and hospitality jobs. With long-term training, guests participate in environmental work and cultural activities, while local artisans are supported through crafts and storytelling. Senkarai is our next one. They have transformed lowland rice paddies into lotus fields, offering guests hands-on activities like lotus harvesting, fishing, cooking, weaving, and cultural performances. It provides homestays with Cham families and ensures all local services are community operated. It employs around 120 locals and has increased household incomes by 50 to 70%. Now, I'm pleased to say that we have 2 gold winners in this category, and we'd first like to celebrate Club Marvi. Club Marvi operates its own organic farm, mills olive oil, and has a production workshop where local women create crafts that can be sold in the hotel, shop, and spa. It spent almost $4 million in local purchasing in 2024. In cooperation with the local government, it has established a daycare center to help local mothers join the workforce, and it's increased the proportion of local female employees to 63% of female staff. The judges said this is a clear demonstration of how responsibly an all-inclusive hotel can operate when it works to source locally and maximize local employment. Let us show you a video of their work.
We have been through very tough times. The realization of how we have been destroying nature, the results of our careless consumption of resources hit us right in the face throughout this past year. We are fully aware that the earth, the air, and the water are not merely our life sources, but they are the essential and the most precious elements for a sustainable future. When we set out to create Marvi, our dream had been to build an environment of sustainability and nature. Throughout the 4 years since we had opened our doors, we stayed true to this dream. Now more than ever, Marvi is ready to rise up the challenge of the earth, the new era of regeneration and appreciation. We will be reminding our guests the humankind's kindredship with Mother Nature through intensive studying of the ancient knowledge of centuries, nature's calendar, the story of the earth and the skies, the healing power of plants and herbs.
And now on to our second gold winner, Fox's Safari Camps. Fox's Safari Camp embraces circular economy principles using produce and meat from its own organic farm and creating its own furniture and safari vehicles. 98% of staff are Tanzanian and 90% from nearby communities. The all-inclusive model simplifies guests' planning while supporting transparency and ethical practices by minimizing dependence on outsourced suppliers who may not align with responsible tourism values. Fox's approach creates consistent quality and meaningful impact across its operations. Let us watch a video of their great work.
If we narrowed it down just to the farm and to the tourism business, then sustainability would be buying local, producing what you can. I don't think there are many companies that grow their own building materials, for example, but we do. If we can do it, we will do it ourselves.
Let's say 90% of our food product is coming from Finde. Our food is organic, is being made by our farm with our own trained people.
We grow and roast our own coffee, ground for the camps. We grow and harvest our own macadamia nuts, which are shelled here on the farm and roasted. We also grow our own forestry, so we've planted 4 million trees, about 6,000 acres. We use these trees for the construction of our camps. We have a policy for the last 2 decades or more of not using any indigenous wood in our construction.
We have learned hard lessons along the way, but our vision and our current operations continue to be self-sufficient in minimizing the footprint that we leave while supporting our communities.
Thank you to all incredible people in this room who've shared your ideas and knowledge. Just before we finish, I'd like to take a moment to add some special thanks. We do all of this work with the support of many people, and you've met today some of our board, our partners, ICRT network members and our sponsors, and I'd like to thank you all very much for your support today. I'd also like to thank our special advisors and our board who can't be with us, who are watching virtually, and to Julie Cheetham, one of our special advisors and COO of Travelist, who's with us today and was also a judge of the World Travel Market Africa Awards. Thank you. And thank you too to Steve and Jill from Wildside Productions, who are geniuses with video and absolutely fantastic and really helped us with our presentation. And virtually, I'd like to say thank you to Antoni Buscardini from the European news website Travel Tomorrow, who hosts Harold's weekly blogs and has been extremely supportive as we've expanded into Europe. To Kerry Carmichael, who's still working for me over there, who's launching an experiential tours program in Uganda and has given us a lot of time and supported both the awards and Harold over this year. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And to everyone else who has volunteered and offered their time and guidance and wisdom, including Tess Longfield, who can't be here today, Stephen Keane, who's up in the audience, and Alia Hochberg, one of our students who's helped us, and Kathy Brennan, who's one of my long-standing former colleagues who's just jumped in and to help us all today. So thank you. We are better together. We really are.